Grayce, happy Podcastiversary.
Happy Podcastiversary, Eric.
What did you get me?
I got you a big old hug.
I'll take it. I'll take your hug. I'll take your hug. I'll embrace it, and I'll give it back to you as my gift to you. So basically, you get your own hug, I guess.
I'll just hug myself.
Yeah, go hug yourself. It's a good thing to do. It's a good practice to do.
Yeah.
Episode number 52. Are you ready to get this fire lit?
Let's do it.
All right. Grayce, we've done 1 year podcast, and we're still going strong. With an amazing co-host like you, how could anything ever go wrong? I'm Eric, Idiot Runner Kosek.
And I'm Grayce, Hot Pants Langheim. Eric is all business in the front of the pack, and I am all about the party in the back.
That's right, business up front and party in the back. Together, we are the Running Mullet.
And we are going to talk about every aspect of running, the podium to the DNF and everything in between.
If you are a runner, this show is for you. Now sit back, get out your foam roller, and enjoy the party. My gosh, we have a little different layout here. They have a button that it's been there the whole time that we've never played with. I'm excited.
You can see my mugs better, which
I can see your mug. Yeah, I can also see your mug, which is I'd rather it be a little smaller, but yeah. Oh my gosh, Grayce, you know like all the cliches that are out there about like how time flies and this and that.
Yeah,
all the cliche sayings and things like that. Of anything in my life, I still don't understand how we've sat here 52 times already.
We have.
That doesn't even make sense to me. It feels like it's like our fourth show. I don't know why, but it feels really weird to say that 52 shows.
It's super weird. It's been an entire year of us doing this, and we're still doing it, and we're still enjoying it. Now, I mean, that's the crazy part.
I mean, I tolerate it.
You don't like it? You tolerate it.
No, I love it. I do. I really do. No, you're right. But that's like so each show is close to an hour. So that's 52 hours worth of, if somebody's running, let's see, a really fast 200-mile race, they could listen to us the whole time. You know, put that in perspective.
Or a back of the pack 100-mile race.
Perfect. I like that.
Yes. Time.
Yes. An FKT that's over 2 days long. You have us the whole time. That's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a lot of us.
That's a lot of us. I do not suggest anybody ever does.
All right. I knew I wanted to talk about this anyway. So I had a really cool experience last week. And I had to do some training for work, and that training was up in State College. And so it's for work. So I dress up in the business clothes, and I look all businessy and all that stuff. And I'm going to this, it's this organization that does training. This is what they do. And they're consultants. They're very good at it. And so I'm sitting there first day. I get there early. Of course, I get all my stuff set up, and I'm going to sit there in a room for 4 days and do training with people. And then this woman comes in the room, and she's like, "Hey, you're Grayce, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Grayce." And she's like, "I listen to your podcast. I love your podcast." And so I'm here in a work setting, and somebody knows the podcast, and that was such a cool experience. Is Angie Stark, and she was like, "Hey, she's like, I don't know if you're interested, but we have a group run tonight if you want to go." And I'm like, "Well, absolutely, I want to go." And she's like, "Well, if you need a headlamp or something," I'm like, "I'm good. I brought everything." She's like, "Yeah, I figured you brought everything." So of course, if I go to State College, I'm making plans to do some running. So she was just awesome and welcoming and amazing. And I did have a moment of terror because she said she started listening with the Craig Fleming episode about the Rocksylvania Trail series, which wasn't too long ago. And then she said, "Yeah, I'm going back and I'm starting from the beginning." And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know if that's a good idea." So I had a little bit of like, I love that you're excited to talk to me right now, but maybe at some point I say something that's really stupid and maybe she didn't like me so much anymore. So I hope, Angie, you keep listening and that you still like me.
Wait, so now that you know
she likes you too.
So now that you know that one person is possibly watching you, that freaks you out, even though the screen says there's 19 people watching you currently?
No, it freaks me out because I don't remember all of the earlier episodes. Like, I think we're pretty awesome by now. I mean,
even keel all the way through. I mean, I think we've improved. I mean, my looks have improved for one.
Yeah,
things
they
like
have.
That. Your attitude has improved a little bit.
Yeah, you learned. You smile occasionally, which
I try. It's like I have to force it, but I'm trying to get there. But I think looking back, I should probably listen to a couple of the first shows, but we've gotten better at doing it. I think I know myself, I'm not as nervous doing this right here, right now as I was at the beginning, but I think we have to become professional now. Like,
we gotta keep people in this. My sister started watching the podcast, and thankfully I like my sister and I always say nice things about her, but she started from the beginning and she encouraged me. She's like, hey, you have to re-listen to this episode because it was after I ran Conquer the Wall, which I'm going to be running again.
Right.
She knew that she's going to be there. She was there last year. She's going back again. She's like, you should really re-listen to this episode. So I re-listened to one of our earlier episodes, and there's definitely things that I would change. But you were so nice to me back then.
Yeah, that didn't last very long, did it? That candle didn't stay lit for very long. I mean,
I think you gotta increase the compliments because you gave me a lot of compliments back.
I'll do my best to force them out. I mean, they're not going to be from the heart.
I can send them to you ahead of time.
Yeah, I would help me a lot. I can study things like that.
I'll let you know the nice things to say to me. Thank you.
But going back to like Angie and that interaction you had. Wasn't that an awesome feeling? Because I've had that a couple times from people, I guess, just not realizing that people watch the show, and they came up to me at a couple races, I think, and said something about it. I'm like, wow, I feel like there's more. I don't know why the numbers show what they show, but when people say that, I'm like, there's more people that are listening or watching us than I thought, and it's pretty neat to see that and feel that. So anybody out there that is listening live now, or listens to I got blurry. Or just listens to the podcast afterwards this week or whenever it may be. If you ever see us in person, like we're not even as cool as they are. Like, make sure you say hi is what I'm saying, because I want to know who is watching, especially if it's somebody I've never even met in person.
Really, this whole show for the past year, all we've done is you and I were two lonely runners, and we wanted more friends.
Yeah. I don't care how they're produced.
We just wanted to meet people who are also cool. And mission accomplished.
There's a number on my screen right now that says I have 21 friends watching. That's 21. That's more. That's 20 and a half more friends than I've ever had. So. I mean, that's a plus, The
ways to make friends.
Exactly. It works. But make sure you say something to us, because we like to know who is listening, whether it's live or in podcast world. At least I do. I love to know that, hey, I listened to one episode and it sucked, or I've listened to every single one and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Eric gets depressed if you don't compliment him enough. So please let him know good things when you see him. I want to keep this rolling, so I want to keep your confidence up. Yeah,
my level is pretty low right now, so I could use something out from you currently, like right now.
Yeah, did you go see a doctor yet?
No, I just need a compliment.
Oh, okay. You look great tonight.
Oh my gosh, you do too. That hat, you've worn that hat like 3 episodes though. Did you wash it?
I don't care. Oh yeah, I do wash it. But I'm gonna wear it for a long time. I'm gonna wear it a lot.
I'm gonna say something here. It's probably pretty nasty, but I don't know if I've ever washed a beanie.
That's gross.
They don't really get dirty. Come on, it sits in your hair.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think so.
Mm,
Maybe they do, but it's my own smell. Anyway,
wash your beanies.
I feel like I'm gonna
That's
ruin
your
them if I
tip.
wash.
That's your tip.
Boy.
Wash your beanies. Okay. So I had another cool experience last week. Nobody wants to hear about your bruised rib because you won't take care of it. So,
I did. I went to the doctor.
Oh, did you? What'd they say?
Yeah, I got an X-ray and everything.
Okay, what'd they say?
Nothing. They said it's irritated and I need to rest it, and it might take a while. It's getting better. It is, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think I had the COVIDs.
Oh, that makes it worse. Yeah.
Well, I think there's some lingering breathing, lung stuff that's just not fitting right. You're right. No one wants to hear about this. Let's hear about what else happened to you, Grayce.
Okay. So in addition to a lovely group run with Angie, one of the things that I love about this group and about any running group that's out there, and specifically the Idiot Runner group, because you have to have your own group, of course. So the Idiot Runner Facebook page has a whole bunch of people in it, and
that's
it's so cool.
Group. We're all one.
So, but you are Eric Idiot Runner Kosek.
I know.
It's named after you.
Okay, keep going.
All right. So I love that group though, and I'm really glad that you made it. Because you meet people from all over, and that means that if you are in another town and you want to run some trails, you just like, hey, there's always going to be somebody there. And so I reached out to Keith and I was like, hey, Keith, I'm going to be nearby. Can you show me some trails? And I had just a awesome trail run with Keith. It was so lovely. Nice. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was good. We went up to the Tussey. We were in the Tussey area.
Tussey Mountain.
We went up to the fire tower, and he showed me this really gorgeous vista that was a little bit off the beaten path. So that was pretty cool.
So fun little quick story to add to that. I've ran there once by myself. I was in State College for training also, and Tussey was right there. And that I like getting out early in the morning rather than later in the afternoon. So I got up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and drove over there to Tussey. And I think I had a map book showing the trails. But anyway, I went up to the fire tower. It was pitch dark. All I saw was the tower. I couldn't see anything. But yeah, I was there. That's the end of my story.
So was I. Okay.
That was
a good story.
I wasn't with Keith, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It was a great story. Good job.
Yeah.
Now you had, can you talk a little bit about what we were talking about before we got to go live, which is kind of our thoughts when we started this podcast and your thoughts for today's episode?
Yeah. I mean, before we go live, you and I talk for maybe 5 minutes. I mean, you're always late. So
I am always late.
Part of it. I'm always here well in advance, ready to prepare, but some people aren't. Anywho, when we did start the podcast or talked about starting it, we said, let's just make this podcast about running. And it's literally you and I talking about our running and any running that comes up. And that's how we started the show. And, obviously we've kind of gotten into having fun friends and guests on because they accomplish amazing things. We've gotten into talking about some interesting topics throughout the 52 weeks. But the bottom line is, tonight's show, you and I had messaged back and forth about, oh my gosh, it's the Podcastiversary. Let's do something amazing and epic. But the beauty of it all is we're coming back. We're just doing tonight's show exactly how we wanted the podcast to be in the first place, which is basically enjoying each other's company, some more than others, and just beat bullshitting, for lack of a better word, about what's happened this week, what we've done, what other people have done, and it's turned into that. I still feel like we could easily do that every week and still fill the clock up to 45 minutes for whatever we want it to be. And hopefully people still want to listen. So.
Yeah, Yeah, I thought that was great. It was a great way to circle back around to the beginning of the whole thing, which was just, there's so much cool stuff happening, and why don't we talk about all of it? And, talking about it, I don't think it's all about, the podcast obviously is about the front of the pack and the back of the pack, and it's not all about that. But it is pretty cool to have different perspectives from different points of view, from a nice person, from a pouty pout face person, like you get two different perspectives, and sometimes a third or a fourth when we bring other people in on the same topics, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, and not only that is, let's face it, we start the running mullet is the most amazing name in the world, and it is.
Yes.
We started it with I'm in the front and you're in the back, but the bottom line is that's an ever evolving definition.
There's still time for you to be in the back of the pack. That's basically what we're saying.
Kind of what I'm getting at. You know, we can get into talking about aging runners and things like that, and where we're all at, and how goals change and how your viewpoints change and things like that. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we also talked about, should we do different, maybe cut it short from doing a full year and doing seasons to give us time to have better shows, possibly, or, plan stuff out better. But I think we're good. Keep doing what we're doing. I don't feel like we're going to run out of content. I mean, you have a lot in that mouth of yours, so that's all we really need.
Yeah. I don't know.
You got nothing? Did I really just stop you right there?
Too much going on, and I'm not gonna keep that ball rolling. We're gonna stop that ball right there where it is.
All right, ball stopped. What did you? Can we get into what we did this weekend?
Yeah, let's get into that. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I did 10 miles Saturday on the trails across my house. They were a little crusty. I think they're starting to pretty much melt off now.
You said that you weren't running.
Well, that was an attempt, and it was an eye opener. It's like, anyway. So I biked. I did 34 miles on our new Peloton yesterday. That was
nice
mileage. I mean, Adam Kolb does that twice a day, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I'm trying to maintain fitness without by biking, and I enjoy it. Nice. I sweat like crazy, it feels good this time of year, But yeah, let's see what else happened this week. Something else happened this weekend. What the heck? I went skiing with Casey.
Oh, wow.
We went up to Bristol Mountain, which is in New York. It's pretty big. And Saturday afternoon, we had a blast. It was cold, really cold. And we're not prepared skiers, so we didn't have the big goggles and stuff like that. So we kind of got cold, but you just go inside and warm up. It was fun to do, though.
Do you have hot chocolate afterwards?
No, I asked her why we didn't bring it in. I know. Sorry.
Oh God, that sounds terrible. I've never been skiing before.
Really?
And really, you got to have money to do that sport.
I agree. It kills me. It's a very expensive sport. Casey got into it last year. We went to a local ski sawmill, a local hill close to us, and it's just something fun that her and I can connect with and do. So we can't afford to go all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
But we do have our own skis and boots, so that saves some money.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's some methods. I know some people who've kind of squirreled some stuff away over the years and improved their gear and gotten some stuff used and all that. So it's not a good excuse for me. I've never been skiing. It looks super fun, but I want hot chocolate afterwards. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if I ever go skiing, I want hot chocolate afterwards.
I don't think that's that hard of an ask. I mean, I think you should be able to get that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Sunday was pretty low key, nothing special.
Yeah.
You had a big walk.
I did have a big walk. It was so much fun. Lacey and I did a 12-hour walk months ago. And we were like, hey, let's do that again. And we wanted to do a couple of things a little bit differently. And so we did the rail trail. We walked the Maryland rail trail. And the Maryland section of the rail trail, it's called the Torrey C. Brown, is it's absolutely beautiful. It is not close to, it's close to civilization, but there's not like gas stations or anything like that along the way. Like it really is, it's pretty remote.
Quiet.
Yeah, it's very quiet. It's a lot of, there's some nice little rock features and all of that. So it was a very lovely 12-hour walk. And I got some more time with my big pack that I plan on using the next time I hit the Horseshoe Trail. So that was good too. But we were pretty cold by the end of it. We were starting to get cold. And we were like, yeah, we're over this. So it was like 10 hours of laughing and giggling and having fun, and like an hour and a half of walking into headwind and
Now,
being over it.
Do you stop at like convenience stores or anything and buy some goodies and things like that along the way, or is it straight walking all the time?
Yeah. So the last time we did this, we did do that. Because we had those amenities near us, but this time we didn't. Like I said, the rail trail doesn't go past anything. You have to go pretty far out of your way to hit up even a gas station. You got to go at, a couple miles out of your way. So it was truly just walking, and we packed a lot of our food, and actually we packed all of our food, I should say. We packed our water, we packed our food, and carried it the whole way. So we stopped at picnic tables pretty frequently. But
I want you to know that I think this idea, and this is your second time, this idea, and it doesn't have to be 12 hours, although I think that's pretty cool. It is such a cool idea. And I think you should you should somehow spread the idea.
I should write a book about it. No, I'm kidding. So there's a book
but
called
it really is like this. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's a book called The 12-Hour Walk, and that's where we got it from.
Well, yeah, that's great. And I'm sure people do it, but I've never heard of anybody around me in my circle doing something like this, or even 6 hours, or even a specified, hey, we're going to go walk for 3 hours, But I think it's a really, really, really cool idea. For one, you don't destroy yourself. We're not talking about ultra racing. We're not talking about ultra running. We're not talking about a 2-day event.
Yeah.
But you're communicating with another human, which, wow, this day and age, like, how dare you, Grayce?
Right.
Like, you guys talk to each other for 12 hours. Like, that's huge. That's huge to me. I'm serious. Like, I really think it's such a cool thing that more people need to do. Start out smaller. I don't care. Like, it doesn't have to be this 12 hours. 12 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
But you can still do a really big chunk of time with something that's maybe out of your comfort zone. I mean, that's kind of what Idiot Runner was formed on. So go for a long walk, something out of your comfort zone that you've never done before. Walk really slow, stop at the benches and sit and talk, but make it a point to have that goal of we're not done until we get to that time period. I think it's really neat.
I think it's such a cool concept, and we really enjoyed it. And it's amazing when you don't have the limitations of, oh man, we got like an hour to hang out. We got to update each other on everything that's going on. When you have 12 hours, conversations go everywhere.
Yeah.
And you really get the time to stop and take pictures, and let's stop for lunch. And I packed some coffee. We didn't stop for too long just because we would get too cold. But you have time to stop and act out your story, which happened many times.
Well, and like what you're saying with the stories, it's like you can actually finish the conversation. You could have a very long conversation that goes in a bunch of different directions, and you can actually finish it with the person. That doesn't happen much anymore. Yeah,
we really had the time. I think the first time we talked about every fruit. This time we talked about every different breed of dog. That was a very long conversation. But it really is. You can go in every different direction. It's a neat concept. There is a book called The 12-Hour Walk. We did change the rules to fit what we wanted to do. But I think it's a cool concept to just, you get an Airbnb, spend 12 hours with somebody you think you like, see if you still like them by the end of 12 hours.
Yeah. No, but it is a cool concept. So is the book like just doing it once type of thing, or is it a set thing like you do once a year, or like you get into the habit of doing, or what?
It's the book is like, that's the pinnacle, is to do it once and but it's to do it. You're supposed to do it by yourself. You're supposed to
Oh,
have no music, no podcast, no nothing. You're supposed to actually turn off your phone. Although I would say for safety reasons, there's plenty of people who want to keep their phone on. So
put it in the back of your pack deep, so you're not going to be on it or something, though.
yeah. And you're supposed to leave from your front door and go for 12 hours and come back, which, so what happened was Lacey, like, she told me about this concept, which people who do 75 hard know about this. And that's a whole other conversation. But a lot of people who do 75 hard, they finish 75 hard with a 12-hour walk.
Oh.
And so she sent this to me because she heard about it. And I was like, dude, we should do that, only not by ourselves. Let's do it together. And she's like, okay. And I was like, here's a place I want to book. Let's just get an Airbnb instead of doing it from our house. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, how about we also don't turn off our phones and we take pictures the whole time and be dumb and have fun, Yeah. So we kind of made it our own little thing, but it was really cool. I liked it.
Nice. Yeah, speaking of pictures, there's one picture that I have of the two of you on the back of a train caboose that's going in my own personal collection now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yeah. Did you see me lifting weights? Because that one's really good.
No, I don't know if I did.
There's one other photo. It's actually me imitating you. So that's a really good one.
Oh, I guess I better see that one.
Here's a hint. I'm doing a pouty pout face.
Whatever. So did you guys walk? Do you walk for 6 hours and then turn around and walk back? Is that how you get it right?
We did 5.5 out. Just in case we were slower on the way back. We figured we would be. So yeah, that's what we did.
Cool. Do you have any intentions of doing it again in the near future? I mean, that's number 2. Are we doing a trifecta, or did you talk about it yet or not?
Oh, we're definitely scheduling something again, but we don't know. It gets a little, some of the logistics, we're learning more as we go. And the rail trail was nice because if you're on single track trail, a lot of times you have to be one in front of the other. So rail trail is nice because you can be next to each other.
Yeah.
And we both try to be kind to our Achilles. And our Achilles sometimes says no to hills. So the rail trail was nice. And so we could walk side by side, and we also didn't have to worry about safety and traffic and all of that. There's road crossings, but that's obvious. So the rail trail was nice because of that. But we also didn't have like fun diners to stop at or, fun restaurants to go to, because when we did it the first time, we stopped at a diner and then we also stopped at a restaurant for dinner, and they had a band playing, and that was part of our 12-hour walk. So this time we were walking almost the entire time. So the next one that we're going to do, we're going to spend a whole weekend, but we're like, maybe we'll just hit up a trail and do a 4-hour walk for the next one so we can enjoy, also hit up some fun restaurants and enjoy the Airbnb. And one of the things that we really love doing, which we didn't get to do this time, is just sit out on the porch with some coffee in the morning. It was a little too cold this time. I did make a bonfire. The wood was wet and it took me forever, but I overcame. I succeeded, and there was a fire, damn it. So we want to have a little more time for the other fun stuff. So we're not sure if it's going to be 12 hours, but we're definitely scheduling another one.
I think that's the reason that I like it, and I'm so intrigued by the simplicity of the idea, is that everybody has friends that life gets in the way of seeing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, let's make this happen. Let's do something next month, and we'll get together. And then that month goes by and it doesn't happen. or let's plan let's go on a trip with our families and that'll be fun. Well, planning a freaking trip with 2 different families is a pain in the royal ass, and it doesn't happen because it's hard and it's expensive. But the bottom line is, like, you can catch up with somebody really easy if you just schedule this free thing and say, let's go for a walk and get some fresh air without our phones and do nothing but talk. And I don't know, I just, that kind of thing is dead these days.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that was kind of on my mind was I really like spending time with Lacey, and, she's got 2 young kids at home and everything. And so it's like a lot of the times that we spend together, it's because I'm crewing her or she's crewing me. And normally it's her crewing me, but still it's like if she's crewing me, then half the weekend is about me, and it's about race logistics, and it's about directions, and we got to go to packet pickup and all this stuff. So a lot of times I find when I spend time with somebody, it's because of it's surrounded by a race. Yeah. Or an FKT or something like that. And it's like, it's such a cool opportunity when neither one of us is racing. There's no set time that we have to start or a time that we have to finish, frankly. And we don't really have any goals of how many miles we're going to do or where we're going to go. All of it can change in the middle of it based on how we're feeling. Right. And so I think like that was one of the things for me. I enjoy spending time with her, but I know that she's got a demanding job and 2 small children. So I have to be very particular about my time with Lacey. And if I'm going to get time with her for a weekend, we are going to talk and sing for 12 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
fun.
Cool little tradition you guys have formed, and
yeah.
You should keep doing it for sure.
Thanks. I don't hear you wanting to schedule a 12-hour walk with me. Why don't you want to schedule a 12-hour walk with me?
I feel like it would turn into a race.
I only in your brain.
I know.
Only in your brain. Mine, not so much. I'm good.
No, I'm serious. I would totally do it with someone. If anybody ever.
Anybody but me.
Becky, I know Becky.
Anybody
now,
out there?
Becky wouldn't want to do it. My kids wouldn't want to do it. My dog would. My dog would definitely go 12 hours with me. But no, I think the idea is needed in this day and age. It really is. And especially in our world too, of being, we enjoy being outside on the trails and nature and not afraid of cold weather and things like that. There you go. Gabe just invited me. I'm going on a 12-hour excursion with Gabe Batdorf. And
12-hour walk. You got to make it a walk.
I'm gonna get
not running.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good because I know who he is. Anyway, yeah, but it's cool, and I get it. Like it's a cool idea, and you should keep doing it.
Thanks. It was super fun. So that's what we did all weekend. That was Friday through Sunday, and then I did a whole lot of laundry on Sunday.
Yeah, you washed your beanies.
I did. I washed 2 of my beanies.
Whatever. Don't ever wash your beanie.
Because I'm not dirty.
Oh, whatever. All right. What else we got? Let's see. What's going on this weekend with you? I'm not asking you really what you're doing this weekend, but do you have any? There's no race this weekend, is there?
There is one. It's a part of the York Roadrunners Club Winter Series. There are, like I said before, 9 races. I race direct one of them. The last one is this coming Saturday, and there's kind of a big to-do afterwards. Yes, Eric, you raised your hand?
No, you just dinged my little brain to ask you something I wanted to ask you. Okay. Are you doing, I forget, did you say you are going to the Robberitos Gut Run Challenge, the 13.1 or not?
I typically volunteer at Robberitos. So I reached out to Eric Faree. He is the, I don't know if he has help organizing it, but I know he is at least the main person who helps to organize the Robberitos run. And when I heard the date confirmed, I reached out to Eric. I said, hey, if you need any volunteers, let me know. And he said, thanks. So I assume that he'll need me. If he does not need me that day, I will run it. But typically I just love volunteering that day. I didn't get to last year, but I did the first 2 years. It's not the first year I couldn't. The year
Yeah,
2
you were
and year
not
3.
there the first year. I
I was
tell you
not. I was there year 2 and year 3, and I
Gotcha.
really enjoyed volunteering. So I hope to volunteer again. Yeah. Are you going?
I don't know. Probably
You're
not.
going to Eric's race and you're not coming to mine?
No, I
You
don't
should
know.
go to Eric. Eric runs a good race, so you should go to his.
I was
I'm
there
just
the
saying
first
you should.
year. I was there the first year when you weren't. So just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
I've done it. Okay.
You should go to
The-
both of them.
The running course is interesting. I'm not used to running that type of road, but
Yeah.
the burritos were phenomenal. Chris Young's going down again.
Oh, yay!
If he was going, I was like, oh, Chris, you're killing me. Like, if he's
Chris
going,
is awesome.
I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, I mean, so can you explain what this is real quick for
Yeah,
our
we probably
listeners
should,
who don't know?
So the
Mhm.
Rob Burritos gut run challenge.
Yep.
Run. You eat it's a 13.1 mile half marathon course throughout the beautiful city of York. You go downtown in spots, I think, maybe, in busy roads. But yeah, you stop at a chain. Rob Burritos is a burrito chain restaurant down there. And you stop every so often, not set distance. It's just when you get to the next restaurant, I believe, right?
Yeah.
You might be able to spit out the distances in between, but you eat a whole burrito and then you go to the next one, and there's a total of, what is it, 4?
Yeah, 4 burritos.
So you have to run 13.1 miles while consuming 4 burritos throughout that 13.1 miles. And these burritos, this isn't your little Taco Bell shriveled up little burrito thing. This is a hog. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's big. But yeah, delicious. And then you enjoy the deliciousness, and then you have to start running again to go to the next Rob Burrito. Yeah. Woo, it's rough. I was good until the last section. So my 3rd to 4th one, I guess it would be. Because I think once you end the run, you eat your last one.
Right.
Yeah. So that the 3rd to the last one was when my stomach just got heavy. But I never had any like issues. It was just like, I'm full.
Yeah. Now, there's 2 versions. There is a half marathon and there's also a 50K.
I saw that 50K. I don't know if this was the first year. They did that last year or whatever.
They did it last year. Yeah. So there is one more Rob Burritos location, and it's over in Lancaster County. And so some people start early and they start with the Lancaster location. They get a burrito and then they go across the river and then do 4 more. So it's 5 burritos within a 50K, which is a whole lot of burritos. But I will say, if you are interested in the Rob Burritos Gut Run Challenge, it's, if you look it up, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. But if you're interested in it, you do have to register ahead of time so that the restaurants are prepared for that number of runners. So please register ahead of time so that they can make those plans.
Yeah, and it's a fat ass type event.
Pretty
cheap to do it if you want to really do something silly.
It's silly. The course is not marked. You kind of navigate yourself, and you will be shamed if you refuse to eat your burritos. I will shame you. Wow. Eric wouldn't. He's a nice guy.
No, this Eric wouldn't either, because I'm a nice guy. You're just mean.
Both Erics would not do that. I will shame you. Sarah Wanger, who I love dearly, she's an awesome person, and I am very excited that she's feeling better. She did not eat her burrito, and I made her carry a rock. I didn't make her. I think she passed it off to somebody else because she's too smart to listen to me. But I attempted to make her carry a rock instead of eat her burrito.
I honestly, I got to give you credit. That's a pretty fair punishment.
Yeah.
The rock I would give would be pretty heavy, but
yeah. It was it was the year they did it on St. Patrick's Day, so it was a shame rock. instead of a shamrock.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
come up with that though. Rob did.
Wow, that's magic.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's a good one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
It's a lot of fun. So I plan on being there in some way, shape, or form. I just don't know what it's gonna. I'm probably gonna be volunteering though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna be a fun march. So yeah, this coming weekend I will be at the Hanover. I think is it a 7-miler or a 9-miler? Michelle would know. She's listening in. I just saw her tonight because I went to the group run and I left on time. Thank you very much. The Hanover 7-miler is this weekend, so that's where I'm going to be.
Is that Hanover, like Hanover the pretzels?
Yeah. Yep. Like Hanover the pretzels. Hanover, Pennsylvania, but that is where they make Hanover pretzels.
Right. Cool. I don't really have much planned for this coming weekend, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know. I have
Go on a 12-hour walk.
I guess with Gabe, he's the only one that invited me.
I invited you for the record. You don't want to walk with me.
His wife Jessica says neither of you will survive a 12-hour walk. I think she's probably right, but I want to point out that he would be the first one to break the rules. I know that for a fact.
I think it should be a competition between which one of you breaks the rules first.
Gabe is a front of the mullet, like the hairs that stick out from the front of the mullet, like the one, like he's all the way out on the tip of those hairs as far as
the fanny pack in the front.
Yeah. He's an elite in my head these days, but he's recovering from some things also. So hopefully he gets back to it shortly. We love you, Gabe.
Okay. You two can go on your 12-hour competition for who's more awesome. And Jessica and I will go on a 12-hour walk.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm glad we got that all settled. Becky and I have a 100-miler in 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah. Rabid Raccoon.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's over in Ohio, right? No, Pittsburgh.
Close. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll be super fun.
It's like a 13-ish mile loop, 8 times or whatever the math equals there. Something like that. Yeah.
I've heard good stuff about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's something nice in the late winter, early spring to keep you running. It didn't really work for me per se.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 months.
It's a nice little light training run for springtime is what you're saying.
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that the weather up here for the next week or two looks like 60s next week and like holy moly. So hopefully the weather is nice. I'm sure it could be anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's what I don't even know honestly what I'm going to be doing at that point. I don't know what I'm committing to. I'm going to say that right now. My training through this winter certainly didn't go as planned, Grayce.
Maybe your body needed a little bit of a rest and maybe it's going to come back stronger.
Maybe. I'm waiting.
Manifest it. Manifest it.
Okay. I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. You got any other ideas up your sleeve, let me know. Because every time I try to manifest it, it says, sit down. You're not manifesting anything.
Yeah, you got to take a break.
Anyway. So yeah, we got that to taper for, I guess. I'm in a good taper mode right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be fully tapered.
Hardcore taper.
Hardcore taper.
Good job.
I'm reading all the comments right now.
Oh, they're good comments.
Gabe can't walk, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You can read them to the people who are listening.
Oh, we got people listening?
Yeah.
Ben Mazer says Gabe is the anglerfish of the mullet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. It was good. All right. While you're reading those,
I can't do two things at once. So, okay,
no, you can't. Focus back here, buddy. Yep. Let's wrap
what
this
else you
up.
got tonight?
So I just want to express my extreme gratitude for committing to this, trying this little experiment of a podcast with me, and then, keeping it going. I appreciate you and your energy that you bring to every single Monday and keeping me coming in on time and not being late. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I echo those same sentiments, Grayce. And everybody that's listening knows that you're the life of the show. And that I think we mesh really good, honestly.
I think we do too. I think we need, I think this show would be disappointing if it was just one of us in either direction.
Yeah.
And it's so much more awesome with the two of us. So I just really appreciate the past year. It's been so much fun, and I'm really excited to keep it rolling.
Our idea for this next year is quite big, and it's going to blow everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And it's basically to keep everything exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have some cool stuff lined up. We do have some guests who we haven't had on yet, just because of timing, and we are going to bring them on. So we've got some cool stuff coming up. We have some races that we will be live streaming from, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. You and I have some fun race schedules of our own, plus talking about everybody else's fun races they have coming up, and so many more topics. So I'm really excited for the next year, and we have a whole year to figure out what to do for our 2-year Podcastiversary.
Yeah. That's a good point. And I will add to that, if anybody listening or listens in the podcast form again, if you feel like you have a story that you want to tell other people, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So don't think that it's not worth it. Don't interrupt me. That was a big
I didn't know who raised my hand. Okay.
Yeah, just stay there with your hand raised. No story is too small. Like, reach out to us and we want to hear it, please. And so if anybody has any questions, I'm looking through the room right now. Oh, Grayce, you have something?
Yeah, pick me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, one other quick reminder. The Mullet Chronicles is still going strong. I have a couple of new race reports that I'm going to be recording. I just recorded the glorious Eric Dirty Boy Kosek. He has a new name.
I saw that. I don't know.
Eric Kosek he wrote a race report. Just for those of you listening, he wrote a race report after he ran Tahoe 200 back in 2018, and then sent it to me to read, and I read it. There's a recording of it. It is a really, really great listen. It's one of the longer episodes. I think it clocks in at like 24 minutes. So definitely give that one a listen, because those ones are not live. So the Mullet Chronicles remember, that's me reading race reports to you word for word, and they can be 10 minutes. They can be 20 minutes. They're a little bit, so some of them are short, some of them are long. There's all different lengths. But that Tahoe 200, that was a really great episode. So definitely check that out. And also send me your race reports and I will read them to other people. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm very partial to the Tahoe race report, since it was my race report.
It's a good one.
But I will say that I haven't read that report in probably four years now. And listening to you read it, I get emotional a lot. I'm a little baby when it comes to like my emotions and stuff, but it really, it brought tears to my eyes, because it brought me back. Like, I was just there yesterday listening to the race report. I'm not a good writer. I don't think it was the best race report ever, but me being the one that wrote it, I remembered everything exactly in my head. So it's cool everybody should write race reports, whether you do it for yourself or other people, you want other people to read it, but mostly do it for yourself, because these memories we're making, especially in any race for that matter, from a 5K all the way up to a 100-miler or 200-miler, you don't want to forget them. Like, you're doing things that most humans don't do. And it's really important to be able to go back to them. And it's a big part of your life. And I don't know, I really enjoy them to do it for myself. I try to write stuff down shortly after I run, obviously, so I don't forget stuff. Stuff's already forgotten, but Yeah, I appreciate you reading it because it was way better than I could imagine listening to you read it. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was so much fun. I love reading race reports, and like Eric said, it's, you know, any distance, a 5K, 100 miler, 200 miler, you write whatever you want. I think it's cool to hear the different perspectives from these races and FKTs or adventures or 12-hour walks, like whatever you're doing, you write about your experience and I will read it.
Yeah, and somewhere down the road, no time anywhere near soon, but I would love for you to read my mid-state one.
Yeah, I got it on my list.
when I did the FKT for Mid-State Trail, I just did a short write-up afterwards, but I forgot I even had it. So yeah, somewhere down the line we can put that in there.
Yep. I've got that one on my roster. I have 2 other ones. So right now I have 3. I like to have like a good number of them available, kind of on my list to record. So I definitely need more.
Cool. All right. This is my last plea for the first year of a first anniversary show.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to get more viewers to our podcast.
You have plenty of viewers.
I love our viewers.
They're amazing.
It would be cool to keep growing this. It really would. I think that's the whole point of everything.
Yeah.
I just want to tell people that, like, if you have any ideas for you know how to get the word out for people to tune in or know about the show, then let me know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. I mean, reviews are helpful, and you know, marking the stars on your podcast, that's super helpful too. So definitely do that when you get a chance. Write us a review. I love reading reviews. I haven't seen any new ones in a while, so would love to see some fresh reviews on the podcast, on the Apple iTunes and all of those, and I will read those as well, and we'll do that. I'm going to write you a review, Eric.
I got many reviews of you I'm going to write.
Eric is super awesome, and everybody should be nice to him and say nice things about him.
That's all I asked for. All right, Grayce, congratulations on 1 year. I love you. I look forward to the 2nd year.
Yeah.
And we're going to come at you with some super hot shows in the coming weeks. So keep tuning in.
Yep, it's going to be good stuff. You know, I couldn't have been more enthusiastic about that outro if I said it myself. Keep tuning in. And he even smiled. He smiled.
I think I sighed during it too.
All right, Grayce.
All right. I'll talk to you next week, maybe on Monday or something. I don't know, 7:30-ish.
Yeah, 7:30 next week. It was awesome. You're awesome. Everybody's awesome. See you next week. Bye.
Have a good week. Later.